We're gonna let this first verse go. And we're gonna get into it. Queen, don't worry, life moves in a hurry. You see the world like you hurt me, but we the ones that ain't worthy. You will love, yeah. You will love, yo. You done gave us life, gave us motivation to fight. Our backbone to navigate the night, taught us wrong from right. Had to write this song, cause I can't write the wrongs that God have put on you all. I know I try, but you just need to know your love. No matter what told you, I heard mothers referred to as orphan, right? The world without the presence. Welcome in, welcome in. Just got back from, you know what I'm saying, getting reached or whatever like that. A little tired, but we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A9 Cast, hit the gym. We're gonna be live on Twitch later on, watching Raw on Netflix. Song available on YouTube, also available on my store, king89music.shop. Also available on bandcamp.com. You are loved. The letter U, the letter R, LUV, apostrophe D. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's get into it. Welcome. What up? It's your boy, King 89, and I am here with another episode of the A9 Cast. Today we got a few things to talk about, but it's everything always ties together. You know what I'm saying? It'll be several subjects that all kind of connect to just this bigger thing that we need that needs to be discussed. But we're gonna touch on something that happened last week, something I talked about a little bit last week, and then I think we're going to get a bigger picture of what it is that we need to do, and just be a little petty. But let's get into it. Let's first talk about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Now, I talked about it last week. What's this button? There we go. I talked about it last week. I liked it. I think it was exactly what I expected it to be. Before it started, I kept saying Kendrick Lamar makes his performances like plays, like very theatric, cinematic type things. That's just what he does. And I was like, I think that's what he's going to do. I didn't know the exact specifics of what he was going to do, but that's what I thought he was going to do, and that's exactly what he did. A lot of people look at Super Bowl performances. If you look at most Super Bowl performances, they are concerts, regular, just basic concerts, dancing, music. Like, let's put Beyonce's Super Bowl performance, which it did have its own little moments in there, but for the most part she was just performing the songs on the thing, and there were certain things that were symbolic of certain things, but it wasn't a play, it wasn't cinematic. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas Kendrick's was a play. You had a narrator, you had these little things, you had this set that represented something. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't mad at it. And you know, as you looking at these videos that's breaking down the symbolism of certain things like that, I think it's super dope, and I think that hopefully it can change people's approach to Super Bowl performances. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody wants the song and dance, but we need a little art. And that's the thing I think that really stood out about that is it was art. I'm bringing art to the Super Bowl. I'm not bringing just the shuck and jive. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been shucking and jiving forever. No shuck and jive. I'm bringing you the art, and the art is this story that I'm about to tell, and this story is about the experience, the Black experience, and this and that, and also with that. And I think it's dope. A lot of people are exposing themselves, and I love that. That's my favorite part about the Kendrick performance, and I think that was the purpose of the Kendrick performance. It's crazy that everything that Samuel L. Jackson said during the Kendrick performance is basically what everyone's saying post Kendrick performance. Of, oh, he should have did this, he should have did that. You supposed to do this at the Super Bowl. You supposed to do that at the Super Bowl. That was you was too. Here comes the right wing idiots. DEI performance, too woke, too ghetto, too this and that. Like, he predicted what was going to happen, and it immediately happened. And that's the poetry and the greatness of that Super Bowl performance, is that it was aware of the critiques before it even happened. Everything that people are saying, nobody's saying nothing new. Everything that you said is what Samuel L. Jackson said during the performance. He narrated the performance. He drove. And that's what DJ Head said. You were guided through the performance by Samuel L. Jackson, and you still did not understand what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just because people aren't trained to turn their brains on, and that's the thing. We gotta stop. And it goes into another video I watched. Trying is cool again, or something like that. I keep forgetting the title of it, but we've made it normal to either not try, not be smart, not to be interested in something. Like everybody wants to just be stupid and nonchalant. And that shit pisses me off. But everybody wants to be stupid and nonchalant. And that's the type of shit that just cannot go anymore. Because you see where we're at now. You see why they trying to replace us with AI. Because y'all ain't no better. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the biggest thing is not only the people that don't want to look any deeper into it, or they want to be sarcastic and they want to be whatever with it. You can be stupid where you gonna be stupid at, but there's people that actually care about their art. There's people that actually care about performance art. There's people that actually care about music, actually care about hip hop. Like there's people that resonates towards. A lot of people that resonates towards, and it touches them differently. What you experienced, I told this to my partner before. What we experienced at the Super Bowl was not only history in the making. That was during Black History Month. That was not only Black history, that was hip hop history, and it touched souls. It touched people in ways that some people ain't gonna feel, because maybe you don't have a soul. Maybe you're so hypnotized and you're so stuck in being stupid and being nonchalant that you just lost your soul. But those that have a soul, those looking for hope, those looking for something, they found something. They pulled something. There's videos of people crying, older people, like, just can't believe what they seen in a positive way. Of course, there's the other ones on the other side that say all the nonsense that they saying and doing all the nonsense they doing, but it was just different. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you can't have your criticisms, and this goes into my next subject. You can't have your criticism if you want to have your criticisms. I'm trying to think what I can critique. I would have to really dig deep to critique anything. I only watched it once. I'll probably go and watch it again. But I don't see, because it was exactly what I expected it to be. And maybe that's why I don't have critiques, is because I didn't expect it not to be what it was. I expected it because I've seen Kendrick's performances. I'm like, okay, he's very into theatric, cinematic performances. He's probably going to bring that to the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what he did. So I was satisfied. He played the songs that I like. Yeah, he didn't play all right and this and that. People say, oh, he didn't play the hits. TV Off was a hit. Night Like Us was a hit. Squabble Up was a hit. Humble was a hit. Humble is one of his biggest songs. Actually, it might be his biggest song. That's a hit. DNA is a hit. So I don't understand what they were looking for. All right. Yes, that's the song. I get it. But I don't think that's his biggest song. You understand what I'm saying? All the Stars with SZA is a hit. Luther is a hit. So I don't know what hits they wanted him to play, the hits he wanted to play. Yes, these were B-sides. These weren't the biggest of his songs. But I could be wrong. Humble is his biggest song. Humble is one of the biggest, if not the biggest rap song of all time. I believe he broke that record. Oh, let me look it up. But is it Humble the only rap song to ever go double diamond, right? I feel like Humble is one of the biggest, I could be wrong, most popular rap songs of all time. Greatest, no, not greatest. Highest selling, I'm gonna put highest selling rap song. I believe that's what the stat was when I read it. Highest selling rap song. It going double diamond, I believe, makes it the highest selling rap single of all time. Highest selling rap single. Son of a bitch. I can't type on this iPad, I swear to God. Song of all time. See You Again, Charlie Puth, yeah, of course. But yeah. See, it says One Dance by Drake sold 12.5 million copies. That's one of Drake's biggest songs, 12.5 million copies. And was it Humble? Yeah, Humble is double diamond now. Humble. I'm gonna just put Humble, Kendrick Lamar. Bitch. I swear this thing fucking me over. Record sales. Come on, Google. Predict what the fuck I'm typing, Google. To me, shatters records with the historic double diamond certification from the MI, marking over 20 million certified units sold. Where is it at? Where is the song? Humble still move 1.8 combined with other damn era. It is the second ever. Okay, second ever. Okay, yeah, Sunflower. But Sunflower, okay, so move. Kendrick's Humble has now sold over 20 million units and is eligible for 2-time diamond. It is the second ever double diamond song along with Post Malone and Sway Lee's Sunflower. Now, if you listen to Sunflower, I don't think it's the second ever song. There's other songs that sold up. Like Thriller, I'm pretty sure one of Michael Jackson's songs is way over 2-time diamond. But if you listen to Post Malone, Sunflower, Sway Lee, it's not a rap song. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a rap song. So yeah, Humble is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, rap song ever. So he did play the hits. But anyways, I digress. Let's get into the main thing. A lot of people, of course, were looking for more political statements. That was another big thing. And that's kind of what I want to touch on next. Some people felt like he should have done more on the political side to kind of like, oh, Trump's there, so you should have did this and he should have did that. First of all, it's the NFL. There's only so much you could do. I know the NFL say we're going to let him do whatever he wants, but the NFL is going to be like, hey, anything political, anything that may, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Your performance alone is a political statement in itself. Your performance alone, you being on the Super Bowl stage alone, being a rapper alone, is a political statement in itself. You doing the American flag that's built off of the black people and all stuff, like all those stuff you did already did enough, but people were not satisfied. People wanted him to do some. I think FD Signify compared it to, I guess Beyonce did the performance. I don't remember. This was a long time ago. It was out here in New Orleans, but she did like some Black Panther type thing or whatever like that. But it goes into a deeper conversation. First of all, I'm going to read what I have in the notes and then I'm going to kind of expound on it. Stop betting on celebrities and artists to do what you want them to do for a cause you are passionate about or you are passionate about. And you have to step up for what you believe in on your own. Now, what I'm saying with that is we have this need for celebrities, these people with big platforms to do outrageous, outlandish things that can potentially sacrifice their own brands and business for our approval. You understand what I'm saying? And we shouldn't do that because what we want them to fight for has no effect on them unless they do what, you know what I'm saying, what they decide to do. That's the only effect it has is them doing it. So Beyonce and the Black Panther thing, it put a lot of eyes on her negatively and positively, but at the end of the day, what did it do? You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what did it change? What did it do? We can't keep asking and begging these celebrities to go on these big stages, these big platforms, and oh, you got to do this for the black people, and you got to do that for the black people. Yes, if they want to, you can do something, but don't go way way overboard with it to where now not only are you getting criticized, but you're not starting any discussions, and you're not having it doesn't change anything. And I feel what Kendrick did at the Super Bowl started way more conversations than if he were to do anything else. Because now they're having people having the 4 acres and the mule conversation. They're having people breaking down the meanings behind everything. Outside of the people that just think it was all about Drake, it was a bigger thing. And he said that this is bigger than the music. You understand what I'm saying? The little things that Kendrick did had a lot more of an impact and effect. The fact that people are still talking about it was 2 weeks ago, a week ago, a week and a half ago. Super Bowl was a few weeks ago, 8 days ago. Super Bowl was 8 days ago, and people still talking about it. You understand what I'm saying? So I think always trying to hope and pray that celebrities make do these outlandish things for the betterment of black people. And then think about it like this: whatever changes that you want them to make, they're not gonna I don't know how to say this. How do I say this? How do I say this? So the best way to say it is like this. If Beyonce were to do something outlandish, what she has, if Beyonce were to do something outlandish or whatever on behalf of poor black folks, does it really do anything for poor black folks? First of all, like I said, the original thing, nothing was done. It changed nothing. It was just a performance in a moment in time that people talked about on the internet. And then after that, it was dead. It didn't change anything. It didn't change our reality or whatever like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. These things that we are demanding from these people do not change our reality. It takes for us as people to put the bullshit aside, stop trying to be on Twitter all day, be on Instagram all day, wasting our time just hoping that somebody else does something that we want them to do. It's a waste of our time. If you're really passionate about something that you want to happen or changes that you want to be made, you have to, and you have the power to, for now, make those changes and push and get those changes yourself. We can't keep on hoping on these big, and I want to know where that started. I really do want to know where that started. I feel like it's maybe more of an internet thing. I want to say it started more with the internet and people being able to voice what their opinions and stuff like that, to where now we yearn for celebrities to represent us. I think it started with the internet and people gaining parasocial relationships with celebrities and artists, to where now they want these artists to speak on their behalf. And no, it doesn't work like that. If there's an issue that you want it to be stood up for, you got to do it yourself. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to like the LGBTQ community, they're not praying, and well, some of them probably, but they come together and they do these marches and they do what they need to do to stand up for what they believe in. They're not betting on RuPaul, or they're not betting on Big Frida, or what's the dude name? The dude, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right now. But they're not betting on gay celebrities to be the ones. If the gay celebrities come in and join the movement, then that's perfectly fine. But they're not betting and sitting on their hands hoping that a gay celebrity comes and fights for their rights. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to make those changes themselves. And I feel we as black people need to start moving more like that sometimes. We do that sometimes, but sometimes I feel we lean too much on our black celebrities to speak for us versus us speaking for ourselves. Because you got to realize that a lot of these black celebrities are disconnected. And I say this all the time. A lot of them are disconnected from our struggle. A lot of them have been rich for 20, 30 years. They don't know what the fuck's going on for real. They have no clue. You understand what I'm saying? So for us to always be like, yes, you can speak for us. You can speak for us. A lot of them don't know and don't care. Their focus is on businesses and their branding and fashion designs and this and that. They have moved past. I'm not saying all of them think like this, but a lot of them have moved past the average black struggle for them to keep for them to sacrifice whatever they've built over time. And a lot of them are capitalists. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them only stand for themselves or only stand for monetary success. They're not standing for the things that really matter to us. You know what I'm saying? And the only way for those things to really change is for us to stand up for ourselves and stop depending on celebrities to make these moves. A lot of people felt like Kendrick didn't do enough. Kendrick didn't do enough to speak for this and speak for that. And I was like, I feel like he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And I don't look to it like with my issue when it comes to stuff with how the DSPs and distribution and how the music record labels and all stuff, how these things are working. I'm not looking for someone to if somebody makes these moves or makes these calls or try and change the game, I'm all for it and I support it. Like what Chaperone is doing, I'm all for that and I support it. But I'm not looking for someone to make a change. I'm going to just move how I feel I should move. I'm going to make that change within myself. And if it resonates to other people and it causes a movement, then that's where it's going to go. But I'm not going to just sit on my hands complaining about how unfair royalty rates is and this and that, and the record labels is do minimum work but get make maximum profit off of the back of hard working artists and this and that. I'm not just going to sit and hopes that somebody says this and hope that somebody changes the game and hope somebody starts pushing for direct to consumer and this and that. As an independent artist, you got to just make these movements on your own. Nipsey made that movement on his own. You understand what I'm saying? Curtis King, Tech Nine made these movements on his own. Lil Russell's making these movements on his own. Like, we can't just keep waiting on people who it goes exactly into, and I don't even want to talk about this dude, so I'm not even gonna say his name. It goes directly into old dude and his situation where everybody's like, oh well, this could be big for independent artists if he wins his lawsuit. He doesn't care about independent artists. He only cares about himself. You understand what I'm saying? This is not going to be big for independent artists because it's not about independent artists. It's about him. It's always about him. Understand what I'm saying? And I'm not looking to him. I'm not going to sit on my hands and be like, oh, well, this lawsuit is going on, so if he wins, then this and that. No, I don't believe in that. I believe I'm going to make the change for myself. And if it resonates with certain people and they decide to move accordingly and it creates a movement, then that's where it's going to be. You understand what I'm saying? That's just what we got to start doing. We got to stop looking at these celebrities to represent for the smaller guy, because they're not the smaller guy. They haven't been the smaller guy for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, if they ever were the smaller guy. You understand what I'm saying? So if there's certain things that you feel needs to be a better representation, if there's things that you felt like Kendrick didn't do at the Super Bowl that should have been done to represent this and that, you do it. You may not get the odds of 133 million people, but guess what? That means you're not meant for it. But at least it's done, and somebody will see it. And if it's really as powerful as you feel a movement like that it should be, then the right people will share it. The right people will post it. The right people will give it attention. You understand what I'm saying? But we got even the numbers itself. Stop caring about the numbers, bro. If only one person sees a move that you're making, that's enough. If 10 people, I say it all the time. I don't care. When it comes to my music, I say it all the time. I don't care if it's one person heard the song, 10 people heard the song, 100, 100,000, a million. I don't care. As long as somebody heard a song, something resonated with somebody, I am happy with that. And that just should be how a lot of people move when it comes to this. People want to make these moves and make these statements for the culture as long as a whole bunch of people are watching. Who cares? Make the moves, make the changes behind the scenes where nobody's watching, and you will get better results. Because when people are watching, people are going to critique, people are going to tear it down, people are going to do a whole bunch of things to make sure it doesn't go as far as it should. So why do you want the people if the people ain't going to want it in the first place? There's always going to be contrarians, people who just always want to argue and complain. So just make the move. Fuck what anybody got to say. Fuck who's watching, fuck who's not watching. You understand what I'm saying? If you believe in something enough, if you're passionate about something enough, you make the move. You understand what I'm saying? But anyways, next we're going to say, apparently, allegedly, somebody dropped an album last week that looked like it did good on Apple Music. I think they said it did number one on Apple Music, top 10 on Spotify or something like that, 56 million streams, all that, right? But it didn't it didn't trend on Twitter. Interesting. I remember somebody was talking about how the system is rigged and the numbers are inflated and it's unfair. I remember somebody talking about that. And then also that same somebody dropped the album that got some good numbers on all these platforms that apparently were rigged, yet didn't start trending on Twitter. As if nobody was talking about it. But everybody was listening? Interesting. But anyways, it's just an interesting thought. You know, just something I've noticed. Because like the album reviewers, the music critics, they've talked about it. But like, I didn't see nobody talking about it. There's only two people. Okay, I've seen content creators talk about it, and two people that I know personally talk about it. But I've seen nobody else talk about it. Nobody's walked up to me. Hey, you heard that new so and so? I've only heard two people in my life that I know personally talk about an album that dropped last week, and then I just saw some YouTubers and some content creators talk about it. But I haven't seen nobody talk about it on Twitter. Like just personally, haven't seen nobody really talk about it on Instagram. Like personally, it's interesting. Very interesting. But anyways, we're gonna end it up with a conversation that I've kind of had multiple times, and we're just gonna have this conversation again. I've touched on the conversation, but I haven't really had the deep conversation, and it's about how capitalism has hurt hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? And this goes way back to the 80s. You understand what I'm saying? When hip hop was just I won't say party music because it was more than party music, but when hip hop was just very local, bubbling in the surface of certain aspects of America, there was a message to it. There was a soul to it. There was meaning to it. You understand what I'm saying? There wasn't just one type of way to be an artist in hip hop. You can be a Rakim, or you can be a Sugar Hill, or you can be a Cool G, or you can be these different people that talk about these different things. You can be a KRS-One. You understand what I'm saying? But at a certain point, it became where you had to be, once the 90s hit and the money hit, and it all starts, I think they say the Run DMC's $1 million deal with Adidas changed everything. Because all of a sudden, money entered into hip hop. And then now it became, what do I have to do to get ahead? What do I have to do to put the food on the table? And even back then, they were still getting fucked. A lot of those artists were still getting played over, still getting, you know what I'm saying? But it was more money than they was usually making anyways. You understand what I'm saying? And that alone is a sad reality. You know what I'm saying? That some people there was no, we got to fight the labels, we got to do this and that. Because once they gave up, they gave up. Not only did you sign and give up your rights to a label and capitalism and commercialization and all that stuff like that. Not only did you do that, but you were being underpaid as an artist, and you were just like, hey, it's better than what I'm used to. And that's sad. But that has trickled down into where we are now, where artists are getting paid more money than they've ever getting paid. Rappers specifically have been getting paid more than ever getting paid. But when you talking about inflation, it's and when you talk about, not only when you talk about inflation, but when you talk about how much impact hip hop and rap music has had on the world in general, it's insane that artists still get underpaid. Even more, I think they said that royalties now are 98% less than they were back in the day. Artists are making 98% less money off of their music. Not even artists, but in general, making 98% less in royalties than back in the day. So back in the day, artists may not make much off of royalties, but that was probably because of how their contract was signed and the splits going to this and this and this and that. But even if you're an independent artist in 2025, say okay, so last year as an independent artist, I had over 250,000 streams. I didn't make $500 off of my music. I was close, but I didn't make $500 off of my music last year, right? But back in the day, you selling CDs, and you sold 250,000 albums in a year, handing them out however you did it. As an independent artist, you sold 250,000 albums. You know how much money that is as an independent artist? Let's say you selling the album for $10. You made $2 million. $2 million off of 250,000 people buying your music. And in 2025, you can get 250,000 streams and not even make $500. It's crazy. But that's the effect of capitalism. That's the effect of how not only did we give away our rights, but we kind of let these labels be able to do whatever they want with the music. And what they decided to do was, let's partner the music with these tech companies. And now the money's getting not only getting split with the labels, but the money is being split with the tech companies, who are making a lot of their money not only off of your music, but also off of the advertisement that they put around your music. So now they're making extra money, and you're not really getting your fair cut of those ad dollars. You are the one, when you're talking about YouTube, or when you're talking about like pages like that, when you're the one that is generating the traffic to people to get advertised to, you deserve a good share of that money. But when it comes to streaming, when it comes to artists, when it comes to Spotify and stuff like that, you can generate hundreds of thousands of people to their platform and not make $1 off of it. Like, literally not make $1, because, oh well, yeah, you got 100,000 streams, but you dropped 100 songs and it was all under 1,000 streams, so we're not paying you for any of them because it didn't meet the threshold that we had set. Like, and that's capitalism. How all of a sudden, when y'all decide, okay, we're not going to pay these artists if they don't hit the threshold, like we're sales marketers or anything like that, like we're a sales rep, that's sales rep pay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if you don't hit this threshold of streams, then we're not paying you. All of a sudden, when y'all decide that, y'all also make more money than y'all ever made. Y'all are cashing out on hundreds of millions of dollars. So is that money that was supposed to go to us? Supposed to go to the smaller artists? All of a sudden, you're up $1.5 billion. You're cashing out $300 million of stocks. And you're doing this and you're doing that. After you decide, not only are we paying y'all less, but some of y'all we're not going to pay at all. And with that, and this goes back into the capitalism, with that, people just want to be able to make money, and I've been one of them too, want to make money so bad off of their music. That's a dream of most musicians. That's a dream of mine. That's a dream of most artists, whether you're a rapper, a singer, a guitar player, whatever. Your dream is, this is what I love to do, and I just want to be able to make money from doing it, make a good amount of money doing it. So some artists are so desperate, so thirsty to be able to get paid for their music that they play the game. They play the game. And by playing the game, they water down their music. They take away their creativity. They pull from the art. They mimic whatever's popular. They're not original, and they just water down their music so much that it fits into the algorithm. It gets pushed and it gets high streams, and high streams equal more money. But all that does is create a cycle of soulless copycats running around, all for the bag. And then it translates into social media, where people are just doing antics and saying the most outrageous things to get attention, so then they can sell you their song on the back end, so they can get some more streams, so they can get some more money. You see where the problem lies. Because it's not like the problem lies in the money's there. The money's there. But it's the capitalism, it's the labels, it's the Spotify's, the Apple Musics, the Amazon Musics. It's them wanting such a hold on the money that they did not even work for. You work for the money. It's your money. But they don't want to pay it to you because they want it. It's for them. Well, it's our platform, so no. Your platform wouldn't exist without the hard work of the artist. You understand what I'm saying? So now we live in this environment where people have to water down their creativity and take the soul out of their music so it can go trending, so it can trigger the algorithm, and they can get a lot of streams, so they can make a lot of money. So now you get to the point to where you're not rapping because you love rap. You're not singing because you love to sing. You're not making music because you love making music. You're doing it to make money. And if you're doing something to make money, you lost the plot. There's no art. If you're only creating art, if you're only creating music to make money, there is no soul in it. You don't gain nothing from it. You understand what I'm saying? Because now once you get the money, now what? Are you going to stop making music, or you're just going to want more money? So you're going to keep making music, but it's not going to have no soul, because you're not making it out of the love of the music. You're making it out the love of the money. You want to be able to brag and say, I got this and I got that. I got the cars, I got the Lambo, I got the nice house, I got this and that. That's what you love. And that's the environment we live in now. People don't love the music. The artists don't love the music. I'm not saying all artists, but a lot of these artists don't love the music. A lot of these artists don't love the grind. A lot of these artists don't love making beats and coming up with some fire rhymes, some fire punchlines, and this and that. And I went crazy with that flow. And look at this cadence right here and how I did my voice and this and that. Like, some artists don't love that. What they love is the chains, the cars, the girls, the house. You know what I'm saying? The walking around with the stacks of cash. That's what they love. And that's what has ruined hip hop. Because we've created an environment to where it's okay for you not to like making music. You can still be successful with making music. Because what you like more than that music is that money. And we got it in droves. So just give us what we want, which is soulless, ignorant, repetitive, bullshit music, and we'll give you all the money you want. But that's it for me. I'm out. I'll be back next Monday. See what happens this week in the world, mainly in hip hop. See what we're going to talk about. But I'm out. Appreciate everybody that dropped in, everybody that checked in. This will go live in a little bit. It is live, but I'll post it up in a little bit. Pull some clips out of it. I didn't post any clips from last week's episode yet. I need to start posting clips from last week's episode, because the clips I've been posting on my Instagram, which follow me on Instagram, King89. Follow me on Twitch, King89. And like, share, and subscribe. The clips I've been posting from my episode from 2 weeks ago, so I need to start getting the clips from last week's, and then also start getting the clips from today, so I can start posting them on my Instagram. But that's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet. Deuces.